everyone, and welcome to the second race here at the Red Bull Ring. You've just seen a short clip of the race 1 highlights at the Red Bull Ring and some of the epic fights and action that we saw in the first race. Now, before we jump into the second race, let's have a look at the race 1 results just to remind us of some of the battles that happened and where people finished in the race. So as you can see, GTP Palam is top of the table, followed by TNR Philo. They had a cracking battle for that finish and the win, but Palam did take that place with that move on the last corner, which was just absolutely epic manoeuvre. You don't expect many overtakes there, and Palam nailed that one perfectly. In third and fourth we have JF Rod 52 and Sig, who had an epic battle but were joined by the 6th place finisher DTP Bambi in a three-way battle where we saw Sig overtake 2 people on one straight, which is absolutely magnificent. And we hope to see more action from those 3 guys in this second race. We then have Roma in 5th place and Mr. Racing Line in 7th. And the reason I've done it that way is because Roma and Mr. Racing Line also had a cracking battle between each other for these lower or mid positions in the grid, and they overtook each other on several occasions, with Roma getting that final place with the overtake on the first corner. We then have GTP Patrick, who had a bit of a quiet race in 8th place. We then have GTP Oz and Dutchy, who had a fantastic battle. Oz getting that 9th place position on the final lap after Dutchy made a mistake on the 3rd turn, just coming out, lost the back end and went into the barrier. In 11th we have Napalm, and in 12th we have Nail, followed by Gravitron in 13th place. Now in race 2 we have some new drivers joining us, so the grid is a little bit larger, so this should bring even more exciting racing, we hope, with the drivers from race 1 already warmed up, used to the environment of the races and the drivers that are already in the lounge, but the new drivers coming in wanted to bring a fight to these drivers, as they've lost a little bit of ground and some points because they weren't here for race 1. Now before we jump to the qualifying of race 2, let's have a look at our first driver profile, which is of our race 1 winner, GTP Palam. So, GTP Palam, age 26, uses a T300 RS steering wheel with the 599XX Alcantara actual wheel, and also has the T3 PA pedals. Favourite car, the McLaren F1 LM, and the favourite colour to race in is orange and yellow. Good choice with the yellow, obviously my favourite racing colour. And finally, as you can see, best favourite moment in Gran Turismo, winning the GT Planet Endurance Series Nürburgring 4 hours with almost a lap lead with GTP Ghost Driver. So that's your race winner, GTP Palam. Hello everyone, welcome to the second car profile in the Impreza GT300 base model. Similar to the Lexus, we'll just go over the rules and regulations of the car and what drivers have to do to get the car to meet the requirements of the championship. And the first thing to note are the performance points and maximum power. So we've got 552 performance points and 438 brake horsepower. Now to get the power, we don't have to limit the car, but we do have to put engine tuning at stage 3 like the Lexus, and similar to the Lexus we have a racing exhaust which is stock, and the turbo stays as stock, which is that normal, as you can see on the right hand side. Now with regards to the weight again, we have to add 52 kilograms to meet the requirements of 1152 kilograms, which all cars have to do. Drivers can also change the downforce, any parts of the drivetrain, the transmission and the suspension, as well as the brake balance, similar to the Lexus. So that was a quick overview of the Impreza GT300 base model. Now let's get to that all-important qualifying session. Here we go. So we've got information on the screen. We're on GTP Dutchy, but let's jump to Philo this time for the first lap, who is in a Lexus. And we're going to watch from this point of view so we get a good idea of what's happening. See if Philo can actually win now. Palam, remember, won the last race in a Lexus. Now Philo is in a Lexus. He was in an Impreza and has already got a very good start. Looks like he is going to be the fastest in the first sector. But we've got the complex right-hander coming up, turn 2. It's known as Remus. We've got corner names now. written down, ready for you. Not that I'm going to pronounce all of them, because some of them are quite crazy. Takes that corner very well, does Philo. Philo and Pasm very close together, but Pasm did start a bit further ahead. So I assume at the moment that Philo is leading out of the two on this first qualifying lap. Takes that corner again very well. Ooh, that might have been like that, not too sure. TNR Ziegen is actually up there as well. This could be very close. We'll have a look at what everybody is driving. Oh, Philo is off. Philo is off. So while Philo is off, what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top of the list and work our way down and find out who is driving what. So we have Pasm in the Super Impreza. Now that makes it interesting for race 3, because that means Pasm and Philo are both going to be in RX-7s, equal cars. So that will make the last race very interesting. Looks like Pasm's going to take the first lap pole position. But remember, we've got 4 minutes left to qualifying, so not necessarily going to be Pasm's by the end of this. 130.6. Let's go to TNR Ziegen, or Zygen. I apologize for pronunciations. He is in the Lexus. Now, this new driver missed race 1. He's here for race 2. And we'll see what he can do in the race. It could be a very, very competitive race 2, because he looks very close to Pasm's pace, which means it could be a three-way battle for that lead. We've got Bambi, who is now in an Impreza. Same colour car, but he was in a Lexus last time. So the Lexus drivers seem to be going for the Impreza as their second choice at the moment. We have Roma in the Lexus. Again, I believe Roma was in the Impreza for race 1. So it's definitely Imprezas to Lexus, and Lexus to Impreza seems to be happening. We've got Ducci in a fluorescent RX-7, pink fluorescent RX-7. Very interesting. He was in the Lexus last time, in the multicolored Lexus. GTPRs. Again, I believe was in the Lexus, has now gone to the Impreza. We didn't have many RX-7 drivers in the last race, but we have not actually got to those drivers yet. Mr. Racing Line, again, he was in an Impreza, he's now in a Lexus. So we're going to have a lot of RX-7s in the last race, that's for sure, with very high-pitched noise. I'll jump to the qualifying times in just a second, because this is their final lap. So we have Patrick, who has just been jumped by Sig, who is in a Lexus. Let's go to Sig, who's now in an Impreza, was in an RX-7. So we'll go a bit further down the list. And I know we've missed one driver. I'm going to jump back up to him shortly. We've got Nail in a bright yellow Lexus, the colour I would have chosen. So well played, Nail. And then we have Gravitron in a Lexus. So hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake as he did in the race. So we missed one person. That was JF Rod, who's now jumped up to 4th position. Who is now in an Impreza and was in an RX-7. So, interesting change of cars there. Quite similar patterns of changing cars. So, you know, tactics isn't going to play as much as I thought it would with changing cars, because a lot of people seem to have made the same jump. But now I've waffled on a little bit too much. Let's have a look at fastest laps. We have Pasm on a 130.095, nearly 3 tenths ahead of Zygen, and Philo is in 3rd place. Those two will be competing massively. We then have JF Rod in 4th place at the moment. Bambi in 5th. Is Bambi going to make a comeback on the last lap again? Similar to what he did last time. At the moment, he has the fastest first sector, and it looks like it's on this lap as well. So we'll have to be very careful of that. Bambi has done it again! Overtaking JF Rod on the last lap. So now they don't have time for another lap, so now they can either practice or do whatever, chill for the next minute. But we can have a look at the final grid position. So, at the moment, Pasm has it with a 130.0. Zygen did actually catch up a little bit there. Was nearly 3 tenths, now just 1 tenth behind Pasm. We then have Philo, who didn't improve on his last lap. We then have Bambi, who did it again. I can't believe Bambi's done that twice in a row to GF Rod 52. Then have Roma, who is in 6th place with a 131.1. Then have Ducci and Napalm very close. Look at that, 9 thousandths between them in 7th and 8th. We then have Sig in 9th. Maybe disappointed with that, bearing in mind he was running for the top positions, 3rd place last time he was running for. We then have Mr. Racing Line, again very close to everybody else. Look at that, all 4 drivers on a 131.5, very close. We then have GTP Oz, sorry, on a 131.7, GTP Patrick on a 131.8, then a 131.4 for Nail, and Gravitron has had very bad luck there, he's on a 2 minutes 10. So the qualifying has now ended, I can tell by the engine noise. So we now just wait for the official loading screen and then the confirmation of the qualifying results and positions. Another great qualifying. Can't believe Bambi has done that twice in a row. It's definitely becoming a last lap flyer, is Bambi. Let's get the loading screen now. Again, it's going to be a 20-minute race. Should be very interesting. We saw a lot of action throughout the race, first to last lap. There was lots of action. We had 14 laps last time, so that's something to look out for. Tyres wasn't an issue. Fuel was around half, I believe, or just under half by the time we finished the race. So again, fuel isn't an issue either. Just waiting for this grid to load now. There we go. So Pasm official is on pole position, followed by Zygen and then Philo. Then have Bambi in 4th place, followed by JF Rod 52. Then have Roma and Dutchy in 6th and 7th place. Napalm and Sig in 8th and 9th, followed by Mr. Racing Line and GTP Oz. And then at the back of the grid, with 3 Lexuses, we have GTP Patrick, Nail 27, and GTP Gravitron, with a bit of a bad qualifying, should we say, when laps over 2 minutes. Now we're going to display all information, jump straight to the lead as fast as we can as the lights are on. And we go! As we begin, now we're going to jump to the TV camera. Come on, show up, show up, show up, show up, show up. There we go. Pasm gets a better start this time. Keeps the lead with Zygan in 2nd place, Philo in 3rd place. Got movement down, Dutchy. Oh, we're going to spin! Pasm has spun! Oh dear, that's not what Pasm wanted. Right, we're going to jump to the front with Zygan now in the lead. And Philo is very close to him. He's going to make a move, come into this right-hander. Doesn't make a move. We've got a lot of movement back there. Try and keep up with it. And Sig is making a move on Napalm. Has he done it? Let's jump to a different camera. He has indeed done it. So Napalm comes in behind. We've got Dutchy. We then have Roma, Mr. Racing Line. We have Nail, who is very close. Is Nail going to make a move coming into this right-hander? No, he doesn't. Then I have Oz, Gravitron. Oh, Pasm's making a move. Ah, missed it. Pressed too many times. Pasm's made an easy move there. Into 12th place. We'll have to keep an eye on Pasm as he makes his way back through the field. Going back to the leaders. When it loads. And Philo is very close to Zygan. Or Zigan. I'm going to call him Zigan from now on. Very close. Is Philo going to make a move? Coming into this fast right hand. It's not really a place to make a move. You've just got to stick behind him. It might be better to wait for the first corner. Oh, he runs very wide there. Philo doesn't. So Philo will be more stable through the last corner. So he can move. Oh, he's so close. He's on the dirt. Loses 1 place, 2 place. He's going to lose quite a few positions here. Philo takes the lead. Bambi and second. Jeff Rod now taking 3rd place from Sagan. And he comes back in 4th and keeps 4th place. A few mistakes happening now. People are used to their other cars and the mistakes are pouring in. And Philo and Bambi now at it. Is Bambi going to go for the lead? Now he's going to make a move on the outside like he did in the last race. It's going to be very close. No, just brakes. Stays behind Philo for now. Oh, it's very close, very close. Come on, TV camera. And Philo pulls away. He's got a bit of momentum there. Let's look a bit further down the field. Want to look at what Pasm is up to because he's going to be making a fair few moves. Overtakes Napalm. Looks like Napalm's had a bit of an error somewhere. Dutchy's on the right hand side. Dutchy's had a bit of an error as well. And he's letting people go there. So Pasm's now back up to 8th place. And he's now going to be chasing Roma and Mr. Racing Line. Now Roma was a bit further up last time. So he's got a bit of work to do to get up to the sort of 2 positions. I think he was in 5th, he finished last time. So he's got a little work to do, but Pasm's on the move. He's going to be going very quickly here, I imagine, to try and overtake these guys and try and get as near to the front as possible. going to stay on past him now just for a little bit as he approaches Roma. Comes up to these corners. If he gets a good run on these two corners, gets nice rhythm. Roma runs a little bit wide, so he'll gain some time here. Look at that amount of time he gained. Got a really good line for that last corner. Yes, he has. Oh, got Mr. Miss. Oh, Jeffrod must have made an error somewhere. He was in third. He's made an error. Zigan has gone back into third place then. And Mr. Racing Line is on the move to try and overtake JF Rod. Doesn't do it. We're going to jump to Pasm. Pasm's right behind GTP Roma now. He's going to go for the move. He's got the momentum. Easily got the momentum here. He's going down the right hand side. Coming into this right-handed corner at Remus. Turn 2. Is he going to do it? He does indeed. Is he going to stay on the track? He does. Oh, look at this. Roma's coming back. What a cutback that was. That was a defence and a half. Well played, Roma. He's got momentum now. He's going to keep this position, I imagine, for turn 3. So Roma's got to keep hold of this now. And don't run wide, Roma. Don't run wide. Oh, tail happy. Tail happy. Keeps the momentum, though, so Pasm stays behind for now. I'll have a look at the front in a second. Looks very close. In fact, I'm going to the front now. It looks like they're very close. Bambi is extremely close to Philo. Ooh, it looks like there was a tiny bit of contact there. Nothing too major, though. As they come onto line. Ooh, Philo, tail happy and on the dirt. Bambi's going to have a lot of momentum here. Philo goes to defend on the inside. Bambi on the outside. Coming up to the first corner called Castrol's Edge. Who's going to have this? Bambi's going for the late break in. He does it! Bambi takes the lead from Philo. What an amazing move. Bambi has really come in this race from 4th position to 1st. Few mistakes from people, but you know, that's the whole point of this game. Don't make mistakes, you will go up that field, and Bambi has done that. Now all Bambi has to do now is pull away. We'll have a look a bit further behind. Philo is still struggling with the rear end of cars. And Zigan is there again. So from his mistake, he's coming back. If Zigan and Philo start battling, it could mean Bambi can get away. Be a good result for Bambi if he can keep the 1st place, especially after that incident in race 1. But he's got 2 very fast drivers behind him, so he'll have to be very careful. I'm going to stay on this battle for now, just to see what happens. And it's all nice and tidy through there. All 3 of them using all the track there to get the most out of the track, get the most speed, which is what you should do when you're racing. Use every inch of the track that you're allowed to get the most speed round. Reduce that angle of the corner to maintain more speed. Bambi's not pulling away from Philo though, so this is a 3-way battle at the moment. This is good news for Pasm further down the field, because if these keep battling, then he has a chance to catch up. In fact, is Philo going to make a move? No, he's not. I'm going to just stay on this for this corner. Philo gets any momentum out. Could be on for Bambi. No, he's not. Let's jump to Pasm then, because Pasm is going to be coming really close to these guys, I imagine. He is. He's very close to Mr. Racing Line. Dutchy looks like he's just made a move on Nail 27. Going to watch this. Pasm coming into the right-hander at Remus. And clean move straight in and takes a position. Let's go a bit further down. Roma is still behind Mr. Racing Line. He was chasing that. And we've got Nail on the inside of Dutchy. I know Dutchy's just taken that position, but Nail's trying to take it back. It's very close. Dutchy's got better. Looks like Nail had a slow exit of the corner. Dutchy's gained at least a second there. So Dutchy keeps the position and Nail will have to come over. Napalm and Oz, looks like Oz has had a bit of a off somewhere there. Looks like he's struggling to get back on the track as well. Maybe he's got a bit of damage, but I can't see any damage. Gravitron goes through and GTP Oz goes to the back of the field. Be unlucky for Oz. He had a really good race last time, finished 9th I believe it was, after Dutchy's mistake on the last lap. Let's jump straight back to the lead battle with Philo and Bambi. And Zigan as well, of course. Looks like Philo was a bit all over the place then. Oh, Zigan's gone around the outside or inside, I can't tell. Outside on the home straight. So Zigan goes into 2nd place, trying to make up from that mistake earlier on the last corner where he went wide and was on the dirt. So Philo now drops to 3rd place. It's a very interesting battle for the lead now. Bambi has pulled quite a gap, so Ziegen has got quite a bit of work to do. Got 12 minutes of the race left. We're on lap 6. Remember, we finished with 14 laps last time. Philo is still struggling with the rear of that car. Oh, sideways. Ziegen pulling away now. And I assume he's going to be on the hunt for Bambi. Let's have a look at some of the live timing. Gives us an idea. Bambi has the fastest lap of the race. Followed by Ziegen and then Palam. Palam's on a mission. We then have JF Rod on a 130.7, followed by oh no, sorry, I missed Sig, a 130.499. There's a lot of guys in 130s now. And then we have 131s and 132s. Let's jump straight back to the action. Philo is staying with Ziegen there. As you can see, using all of the track there to try and gain as much time as he possibly can. It's like Bambi had a bit of a weird line there. Took a bit of dirt up on the inside when he should have been on the outside of the track. Very interesting. Fortunately, I don't have any action replays I can show you of some of the other moves, but you'll see that in the highlights. Oh, he's very close now. He's Philo. Ziegen's run wide. Oh, he's sideways. He's span. Oh, he's knocked out Philo as well. Oh, my word. That is Sig going into 2nd place. Oh, this has worked out terribly for them. Philo. Palam goes through. He's going to make a move on JF Rod as well, I believe, is he? They're catching Ziegen as well. Oh, this is Bambi's race to win now. He's got a huge gap. JF Rod goes on the inside, doesn't try and make it. Ziegen is struggling with that last corner. And JF Rod goes to the left hand side. Palam is now catching Ziegen as well. This could have a three-way battle here for this podium position. Sig is well away. Bambi is even further away. JF Rod on the left hand side. Oh, Ziegen going into this right-hander. Remus. Oh, it's so close. Palam's going. Oh, it could have three-way down the straight. Not quite. Palam hasn't got the momentum. JF Rod definitely takes that position from Ziegen. And has the 3rd place. Wow, what a race we have here. This has been very intense. People are so used to the other cars. Ziegen's gone on the inside. Takes a position from JF Rod, but JF Rod's got more momentum. Palam's going to try and go with JF Rod. Oh, this is so close. We now come up to the left-hander. We've got 2 left-handers coming up. Palam's trying to stay on the inside. Oh, JF Rod broke a little bit too much. Palam's hit the back of JF Rod. Palam's trying to avoid contact. Does avoid contact. Ziegen takes 3rd place. JF Rod is going a bit sideways, and Palam is looking to try and get past him as well. Bit of momentum, but hits the back of him. So Ziegen pulls a bit of a gap. JF Rod was a bit all over the place in that middle section of the track, and now Palam has lost a bit of time as well. So we're coming up to the last corner. Is Ziegen going to make the same mistake again? He's made the same mistake twice now. First time he didn't spin, second time he did spin, but wiped out Philo. Philo is going to be on the back of Palam as well. So Palam has to make this move stick and count. Is he going to go for it? Brakes late. Brakes slightly later than JF Rod. Takes it. It's all slight contact. But JF Rod is through. Philo now has to try and catch that. Palam is now trying to catch Ziegen. And Bambi has a clear track in front of him. All he has to do is relax and he's got this. So JF Rod staying with Palam. So we've got a 4-way battle for 3rd place at the moment. Sig in 2nd place. It's very close. Let's jump to JF Rod. In fact, let's go for some TV cameras. Let's get some action shots of this 4-way battle for 3rd place. And we can see all 14 drivers on the right hand side. At the moment, Bambi is having a dream race. We've got somebody off on the last corner. I can only assume that's Gravitron from the leaderboard at the moment. He had struggles in qualifying. Seems to be having struggles in the race as well. So that'll be 2 bad races for him. JF Rod is under so much pressure from TNR Philo right now. Philo's on the outside. Is JF Rod going to keep this? He does keep it for now, but Philo is going to try and take him on the start-finish line, I imagine. Unless he goes for a dive bomb on the inside. Let's have a look. Doesn't go for the dive bomb. He's there. You can't get anything between those guys. Philo is on a mission. Oh, Palam's made. Oh, I think Ziegen's made a mistake again on the same corner and wiped out Palam. Wow, what a race. Ziegen is now down to 8th place. Philo is now fighting with JF Rod for 3rd place. We've got Mr. Racing Line in the battle now for 3rd place. We've got Roma behind Palam. Where's Ziegen? Ziegen's going for Roma and Palam at the same time. He's going to have the momentum for all 3. Roma blocks him. Slight nudge there. Ziegen's on the inside. Coming up to Remus. He's going to stay there. Philo's on the inside of JF Rod. I think Did Philo get that position? I can't tell. Oh, Roma span! Did Pasm get by? Pasm got by. So Pasm is now going to be fighting with Ziggin again. Ziggin's made 3 mistakes in that last corner. I'm sure I'd want to back out before that last corner and see what Ziggin does first. Oh, JF Rod's lost a third place position to Philo. Philo, oh, let's go up here. We've got a battle going on here. JF Rod's going for it again. Philo's definitely got that third position now. Is he going to kill? Oh, he spun! JF Rod has spun! Oh dear, it's all gone wrong for JF Rod. Was in third place and he's now dropping down the pack. So we're going to follow this battle now. Pasm and Ziggin. 2 very quick guys. This was first and second place in qualifying. Now fighting for 5th place in the race. So is Pasm going to stay a bit further back this time and hope that Ziggin makes the same mistake again for the 4th time? I can't believe he's made the same mistake several times. Shows you how tricky these cars are to drive. But Mr. Racing Line must be enjoying this in 4th place. Oh, Pasm's going for the overtake on the inside. Comes to the first corner. Is he going to do it on Ziggin? It's very close, very close. He does it! Pasm up to 5th place. Ziggin down to 6th place. And he's having a nightmare of a race. Although he's got a bit of momentum. Is he going to take him at Remus again? Give a bit of slipstream. This is where most Formula 1 overtakes happen. So this could very well happen here. Doesn't. Just backs off a little bit. And trying to go around the outside. Could do a cutback if Pasm doesn't have momentum. And it's pretty even. He's all over the back of Pasm. I think Pasm's going to keep this perhaps. It's going to be very close. Unless he goes around the outside. Very, very scary move to do at this corner in particular. Going for the cutback there. Broke very early. Going for the cutback of momentum. Hasn't worked. Pasm's kept that position. Coming up to the double left-hander now. Oh, it's very close. Very, very close. And Pasm has kept that position for now. Oh, he's run a bit wide. This is Ziggin's opportunity to get some momentum and actually overtake. Nope. Running around a similar speed now. If you have a look at the tyres, we can see Ziggin's front tyres are 8.8 and his rear tyres are at 9.9. So if we jump to Pasm, 8.899. So everyone's at similar sort of tyres. We go a bit further forward. Ah, Mr. Racing Line has much better tyres. 9.9 and 9.10. Means he'll have more grip towards the end of this race than the other guys. Never know what happens with Philo, who is on all 9s. So he's got better tyre management. Could be the setup as well. It could be an aggressive setup. We look at Sig out on his own in 2nd place. We'll have a look if he's actually gaining on Bambi. Is he gaining? He's not gaining. He lost 8 tenths on the last lap. So Bambi is way out there. Bambi can relax a little bit now, I imagine. Let's jump to Bambi briefly. Let's have a look. He's coming to a back marker, which I think is going to be GTP Gravitron. But Bambi all out alone. He'll be very happy with this race. So let's have a look a bit further down the field. We've got a battle happening for, I believe it's 12th place, sorry. Let's jump to 12th place with GTP Oz and Patrick. Here we go, Oz and Patrick. Oz had a mistake earlier on, and he's now trying to race back up. Having a good fight with Patrick, looks like. He's going to go for the inside. No, he doesn't. Looked like he was going to go for a dive bomb initially. Didn't quite go for it. They're on this slight little back straight that they have. Oh, someone's off in the last corner. I imagine that's Gravitron, and Bambi's gone through fine. Let's hope Gravitron doesn't hold up Sig. Definitely back on track looking at the arrows, but I'm going to stay with GTP Oz and Patrick at the moment as they race. This could be an interesting battle for that 12th place. Everybody else is sort of gapped out a little bit now. I can just see arrows everywhere with gaps, and this is the closest battle we've got. But it looks like Patrick's pulled away a little bit here. Patrick is actually a Division 1 bronze, I believe now. So a Division 1 driver. And he's showing that now with the fact that he's pulling a gap to GTP Oz in the Lexus. And Oz is in the Subaru, sorry. And GTP Patrick's in the Lexus. We have 2 minutes and 37 seconds left of the race. It's quite possible with all the action we've had, we might be 1 lap less, but we'll have to see. Oh, Patrick is a bit tail happy at the exit there. And Oz is going to have a decent run on him, I think. Nope, not quite close enough. Coming up to the first corner. Oh, brakes a lot later than Patrick, and gains a lot of time there. Patrick running a little bit wide. In front of Patrick we've got Nail. can see the bright yellow of his, I believe it's in the Lexus. Can't quite remember from the start of the race. It's been that action-packed. We've got GTPRs. Seems to get very close to Patrick and then seems to fall away a little bit. So it looks like the Lexus may be stronger in the midfield. And there we go, he's lost a bit. It looks like they're catching Nail, actually. Not sure they'll catch him by the end of the race, though. We'll jump towards the front of the queue race, should I say. So we've got Racing Line and Pasm. And that's two closest, I believe. If we jump to Pasm. So Pasm has 2 laps. If we jump to this, that's better, that camera. Pasm has 2 laps, so this one and to the following one, to overtake Mr. Racing Line. Now, Mr. Racing Line's having a fantastic race. If he can keep 4th position, he'll be extremely happy with that, I imagine. Extremely happy. In fact, I'm going to jump to 2nd place. Is that Philo right behind Sig, or is that a back marker? I can't actually see. Oh, no, it's further up. Ah, it's a back marker. Sig and Gravitron. Let's go back to Pasm and Mr. Racing Line. Pasm's getting extremely close now. He's got 1 lap after this lap. Oh, we've just had a move from somebody further down. That's Oz on Patrick. Where's that happened? Last corner. Patrick made a little mistake there last time. Looks like he's made the same mistake and Oz has gone through. Bit of a gap open there. We've jumped straight back to Pasm and Mr. Racing Line, who are very close together now. If the camera will load. Come on. Come on, Gran Turismo. And he's very close. So I'm going to jump to the outside camera, the 3rd eye camera that we've got. Very close. He's got 1 lap to hold on, Mr. Racing Line. So it's going to be the Lexus versus Subaru. Out in front, Bambi is going to begin the last lap now. Nearly has a full straight between him and 2nd place, which is absolutely amazing. Kept out of trouble, and he's going to get that win, I believe. So there we go. Pasm has got 1 lap. 1 lap to make 4 attempts, I believe. 3 attempts now. 3 attempts to make and then overtake Mr. Racing Line. Well, Mr. Racing Line has a bit of a bad exit at the 1st corner. Pasm's going on the inside. Again, another overtake at Remus. Can we see it? Seems to be Pasm's favourite place here when he's come back through the field. It's on the inside. He's going to do it. Brakes. Similar braking points. Overtakes. Runs a little bit wide. Is Racing Line going to get on the inside? No, taps him slightly. We've got a back marker coming up. Is Gravitron going to have an impact on this race for 4th place with Mr. Racing Line and GTP Pasm? Let's see. We'll jump to Mr. Racing Line in the red Lexus. Pasm brakes. He has a very tight line there, does Pasm. Uses all the track, including the curbs. Mr. Racing Line a bit more steady. Seems to be a lot less aggressive on the car, which is helping him, his tyres out greatly. It's a shame he's not kept that 4th position though, but Pasm is going extremely quickly at the moment. Look at the gap he's pulled already. But Gravitron could have a bit of an impact on this race. Bambi is coming round to finish the lap. In fact, I'm going to go to Bambi this time. I didn't do this with the winner last time. As Bambi crosses the line now. So now we have Sig in 2nd place. Crosses the line. He'll be very happy with that. We then have Philo in 3rd place. Probably happy after all the action he's been involved in. Oh, we've got a very close finish between... Oh yeah, that's Pasm and Mr. Racing Line. Mr. Racing Line caught up there at the end. Gravitron didn't have an impact in the end. We then have Zigan in 6th place. JF Rod about to cross the line in 7th place. Followed by GTP Roma in 8th. Then have Dutchy in the crazy coloured pink RX-7, who is all out on his own. He's got nobody in sight behind him or in front of him. Crosses the line in 9th place. We then go to Nail. Now, it looks like Nail's overtaken Napalm actually, and Napalm, is he under pressure from behind? No, he's not. But we have Nail, who's about to finish in 10th place. Well done, Nail. We then have Napalm in 11th place. Must have made a mistake there because he's really far back from Nail. We then have GTP Oz, who's overtaken Patrick. And then finally we've got Gravitron, who's going to make his way round to the end of the race. We'll follow Gravitron as he finishes the lap. See if you can see where he's struggling with. Oh no, he's done. He's done. The game's counted him finished already as +1 lap. So you saw the results there. We'll get you the official results in a second as the screens go slightly crazy, as you saw with that car. But what a cracking race that was. We had all sorts of action. Ziggin making the same mistake 3 or 4 times on that last corner. Affected Philo's race, affected Pasm's race. Meant Bambi just stayed out of the way and took the lead by a mile. We had action further down. GTP Oz had a mistake near the beginning. Caught up to GTP Patrick. Had a fantastic race with him. Took him near the end of the race. Nail overtook, was it Napalm, I think it was, from memory. Again, that was near the end of the race. I think Napalm may have made a mistake. We had Pasm and Mr. Racing Line. Again, having an awesome race. Mr. Racing Line, very well played. He was down in 8th or 9th at one point in the race, but, you know, to finish 5th, insane. Let's have a look at the final results, just so we know ourselves. So we got Pasm. No, that's qualifying again. Wasn't Pasm, it was Bambi, as we all know. So GTP Bambi won the race by 9.4 seconds from Sig. We then have TNR Philo making out the top 3. They're your podium finishers. We then have Pasm, followed by Racing Line, and then Ziggin. JF Rod finished 7th, 26.5 seconds behind the leader. Was fighting for 3rd at one point, but again was involved in some form of action or problem. GTP Roma finished 8th, 29.7 seconds behind the leader. GTP Dutchy in 9th. Followed by Nail in 10th place. We then have Napalm, GTP Oz, GTP Patrick, and then Gravitron 1 lap behind with 13 laps. Hope you enjoyed race 2, and make sure you stick around for race 3.